let me ask you a question. If you say you think the word of steelworker, what words come to your mind if you say steelworkers? What is wrong with demanding for an easy, safe kind of their income, a path to a safe place for them to win, or excuse me, to work?
Yesterday's appearance by Pennsylvania Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman has a lot of people wondering if he's physically up for this job of senator. Now, it's something his Republican challenger has increasingly begun asking on the trail. And joining me now is Dr. Mehmet Oz, Republican candidate for U.S. Senate in Pennsylvania. Now, Dr. Oz, your team has come under fire for pointing out legitimate questions about Fetterman's stamina and mental acuity at this point. Isn't that a fair question to ask, given what's at stake for not just the people of Pennsylvania, but for the whole country with this one Senate race?
Well, as a physician, I feel badly that he's struggling. That stated, for democracy to work, Laura, you have to be able to answer questions from the press, from voters. You've got to hear what folks or your constituents are going to say, and he's just not been out there. And the question we're asking is a legitimate one. Are you hiding because you don't want to talk about your radical views, or is it because your health is such a problem? And if it's the stroke that you had that's causing issues, come talk to us. Let's figure out some way we can have a debate. It's the best way for us to identify how we're different from each other and let the public decide who they want to vote for. But if it's your radical views you're hiding from, I won't let you get away with that. I mean, you have the most radical position, John Fetterman, of any candidate for Senate in a contested race in this country. And it's my obligation and my duty to make sure voters in Pennsylvania appreciate that.
Well, this reminds me of the Biden campaign in 2020, does it not? I mean, he was essentially a hologram candidate. They only trotted him out rarely. They kind of cited COVID, campaigned in the basement, had a few debates, but it was kid gloves treatment of Biden to protect him and to get Trump. And you see some of the same dynamics at play here, and they're seizing on every idiotic points about something you said about crudité. Now, that's the most important thing in Pennsylvania, as they're against fracking and claiming that they're for the steelworkers and for the oil, for the oil guys.
Without question. Let me just walk through one example, because it's such a very hot topic in Pennsylvania. John Fetterman has argued we should release 1/3 of all prisoners in Pennsylvania. He's bragged about all the murderers that he has pardoned. Yet Philadelphia has got the highest murder rate ever. And that's up 60% since he's been in office. In addition, he wants to legalize all drugs, and create these heroin injection sites. We've got the largest open-air drug market in Kensington, in Philadelphia, in the country. And then he wants sanctuary cities with an open border. And he doesn't understand that brings fentanyl into our communities, and Pennsylvania has been hit harshly, top 5 in the country in fentanyl deaths. That's why when the Fraternal Order of Police endorsed me recently, it was unanimous. They were so angry at Fetterman. And here's the catch, Laura. The coast, California, New York, they are pouring money into his campaign. They just want to get the 51st seat. They don't understand how dangerous he is, how radical he is. And I argue, guys, come help. DrOz.com is my site. Come support me. Make sure we can arm up and defend ourselves, and also define who John Fetterman is. I'm putting a lot of resources in this campaign. We will win. We've dramatically closed the polls, as you know. But in order to compete, you've got to be able to explain to everybody exactly who John Fetterman is. Because he's hiding at home, as you point out.
But Dr. Oz, he is the ultimate phony populist. They obviously are worried about a more populist Republican Party, because they're all trying to pretend to be populist. Tim Ryan in Ohio is doing the exact same thing. Mark Kelly tries to play it. John Tester in Montana. And now this is just the most recent iteration of that. But they're destroying the oil and gas industry, as they claim to be for the regular people. And the same thing with the steel industry, as they want to ship our jobs overseas. So this phony populism of Fetterman with the hoodie, that has to be completely exploded and exposed for what it is. To me, that's the winning way to win this election.
Well, it's frustrating because he's called fracking a stain on Pennsylvania. He called for a moratorium on it. He wants to regulate it to death. And then he points to his own hometown. He says, I was in Braddock. It's a small little town, 2,000 people. It's much smaller since he became its part-time mayor. Violent crime quadrupled under his watch. And then a year after leaving, the crime dropped 60%. There's a reason that John Fetterman has never actually had a real job.
Well, has he?
Because
well,
I don't
hold
think
on.
he can do a real job.
Yeah, well, speaking of a real job, has he agreed to a real debate? Any debates?
No, I've accepted from
Okay.
5 major media companies, 5 debates. He's not responded. He will not accept. I just need him to come out and play. He owes it to America.
Yeah.
He owes it to Pennsylvania to make sure that we can understand where he stands on these issues. He is far more radical than he acknowledges.
All right, that's
He's
a
not going
headline.
to become a hologram, as you point out.
He won't agree to debate. Dr. Oz, thank you. Why is he hiding?
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.